8 seconds.
So for the first solve, this is a 1.96. The main things I noticed were that on orange you can do 4 moves to this CLL case, which is pretty decent. On red you can do 4 moves to get this EG1 case, which is not a terrible case. But the solution I eventually decided to do was on white you can do 2 moves to this case, and I actually did it as an LEG1 by holding it here and then just canceling into the algorithm. But at the end I had a lot of lockups, which is what caused it to not be faster.
8 seconds. 12 seconds.
So the second solve was a 1 flat. The main things I noticed were on orange there's a 4 move layer to anti-soon. On white there's a 4 move face into this CLL case, which actually cancels into it, which is what I eventually decided to do. And the other thing I noticed was on on blue there's a 4 move face to a pretty nice EG1 case, but eventually I just decided to do the CLL cancel, and it was a pretty good solution.
Eight seconds. 12 seconds.
So the third solve was 0.89. The first things that I noticed were on yellow, there's a 5 move CLL layer that gives you a pretty good CLL. The other thing I noticed was on red, there's a pre-made TEG1, but it's not a very good case. And then on orange, there's 2 moves to LS, but you can actually do a 7 move CLL layer from here that gives you a pretty easy CLL, but I actually canceled into an alternative alg. So the full solution was from here I did F U prime R U prime R2 F R F prime U R U prime.
Eight seconds. 12 seconds.
So the fourth solve was a 0.93. The main things that I noticed were on yellow, you can do a 5 move layer, but then it's not a great CLL case. On red, there's a 4 moves to PBL, but that's also not too great compared to what I ended up doing, which was on green. There's a 3 moves to EG1, but you can actually cancel into an alternative alg by when you had it here. You can just do R prime F R U prime R prime F R2 F prime U prime R prime U prime R U2.
Eight seconds. 12 seconds.
So the fifth solve was a 1.02. The first thing I saw was on white, there's a 3 move face to a pretty good EG1, but the other thing I checked, which is what I eventually went with, was doing yellow. But if you solve this piece here, then if you do U, F prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, you get a pretty bad CLL case. But the way I actually decided to hold it was, if you hold it here, you do R, F, R prime, U2, and then you can just cancel into anti-Nicholas like this.